Let's start in the East Regional. Okay. The defending champion, UConn Huskies,
Woo.
the 1 seed, the 1 overall seed, taking on the Aztecs, San Diego State, the last team remaining out of the Mountain West. Max, this is the first time the defending champ even made the Sweet 16 since 2016.
Wow.
The defending champion hadn't even made the Sweet 16 since 2016 Duke. And of course, we've talked about it for weeks. No defending champ has made it past the Sweet 16 since 2007 Florida. And let's not forget, San Diego State was in this spot last year as the 5 seed, playing the number 1 overall Alabama.
You're
The Sweet
right.
16 in the top left quadrant. And they took down the number 1 overall seed. Can they do it again, Max? Or you got the UConn Huskies moving on?
UConn's moving on. UConn is damn good. They're way better than Alabama. Last year, that is. They are way better than Alabama. That starting 5 is for real. They play defense. San Diego State struggles to score other than with Ledee. Ledee's good, but they'll figure out with Clingan. Clingan,
yep.
Clingan will have a good game against them. He's averaging like 3 blocks, almost. Dude, UConn, I got no doubt in my mind. I think that San Diego State can put up a decent game on defense. Sure, maybe have them score only 70 points, but they're still going to win. UConn's still going to win by 15.
I'm pretty close with you there, Max. Also got UConn. You talk about Donovan Clingan. I think he had 14 points, 14 boards, and 8 blocks last game. Okay, so that's who's going to be matched up with Jaden Ledee. He's 7'2". Jaden Ledee 6'9", boys. Okay, that's a Jaden Ledee. Yeah, he's been in the weight room,
big,
but Clingan's got the verticality on him. Their next leading scorer for San Diego State averages 9.8 points per game. Reese Waters. Okay, they have 1 guy in double figures. That's not enough. That's not enough scoring. UConn's way more talented. We both have the Huskies moving on. Max, listen to this one. This is the best nugget I got tonight. This one blew my mind. Turn up the volume. San Diego State, UConn. This was the championship game last year. Okay, so this is a rematch.
Oh, that's fun. Game. That is fun.
This is the 4th time ever that we've had a championship rematch in the following year's tournament. Okay, It's happened 3 times before this. 2007, Florida and UCLA. 1991, UNLV Duke. 1962, Cincinnati, Ohio State. In all 3 of those instances, the winner of that championship rematch went on to win the national championship that year.
Oh, wow.
That blew my mind, Max. That blew my mind.
That's nuts.
How does that happen?
That's nuts.
So if that stays true, the winner of this championship rematch will be cutting down the nets this year.
Ooh.
The other matchup in the East Regional, juicy one right here. The 2-3 matchup. The Cyclones of Iowa State and the Fighting Illini of Illinois, Big 12, Big 10.
Nice.
Illinois' last Sweet 16 was in 2005 when they lost in the championship game to North Carolina. 2005, they haven't been to the Sweet 16. We saw Thursday against Morehead State, Marcus Domask had the 10th all-time NCAA tournament triple-double. This was the first one since Ja Morant had one when he was in the tournament. Looking at Iowa State, Coach TJ Otzelberger, we talked about him a little bit last week, but he's the only Cyclone coach to make multiple Sweet 16s in school history.
Nice.
He made it in 2022 also. I had to text our boy Brad. Is this true? Only coach ever to make multiple Sweet 16s? And yeah, he said it was true. Max, do you think TJ Otzelberger has the advantage here against Brad Underwood in the Illini, or you going with your Big Ten team?
Man, this is such a good matchup. But I am going with my Fighting Illini. Well, not my Fighting Illini, but I'm in the same division as Purdue. So I'll root for the Big Ten, dude. What Illinois is doing right now, unfreaking real.
Smacking.
Oh my goodness, they are blowing out teams. A lot of people had Morehead State as that sleeper Cinderella. I think you did. My wife did as well. And I kept on saying, like, I'm just letting you know, Illinois is red hot right now. Yeah. Terrence Shannon Jr. had 40 points in the championship game of the Big Ten. And then now Terrence Shannon had like 30 points in the first game, another 30 points in the second game. This guy is on a tear on
Yeah.
a tear, scaring people in the stands. They're nervous. The popcorn is, popcorn's going in the air. They're freaking out. I got Terrence Shannon, man, and they're playing good defense too. You know what? With the change of pace that Illinois is doing, is Dane Danger. He's actually
Oh,
playing more.
dangerous.
Why was he not playing in the season? Why was he coming off the bench? They did a
Uh,
lot of small ball. Dude, Dane Danger is good.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
good.
He's a load. He's a load. Just speaking about Terrence Shannon real quick, his going starting with the last game, 30 points, 26, 34, 40, 28, 25, 11, 23, 29, 12, 35, 27, 31, 28. This guy's been going off. Okay. Over this past weekend, according to Ken Palm, Illinois is now the number one offense, and
Ooh.
Iowa State is still the number one defense. So
Ooh.
this might be the sexiest matchup here of all these Sweet 16 games. At the end of the day, I think Illinois has more dudes. I think they have more dudes that can go get a bucket. I know Iowa State's been scoring a little bit more, but I think they lose this one, Max. I think Terrence Shannon, Marcus Domask, your guy Dane Danger, bodying people around. I think they move on. This was interesting that I heard today. Remember, I brought up how this Terrence Shannon allegations from a couple months ago reminded me of how Brandon Miller was going into the tournament with a lot of media, a lot of questions.
Yep.
Illinois has made Terrence Shannon unavailable to the media. Okay. The school is not comfortable with him in front of microphones, but they're comfortable enough to put him on the court. I think that's interesting. I think you need to put that young man in front of a microphone, but we both got Illinois. Moving on to play UConn. I'll make this quick. I got UConn on my bracket. I think they're better than Illinois. Way more defense than Illinois.
Yeah.
Huskies still in my Final Four.
No doubt about it. We have the same matchup, UConn versus Illinois. Actually, in my real bracket, that's exactly what I have is UConn to Illinois. And I have UConn going on to the Final Four as well. Illinois, I love what they're doing. It's so exciting to see. Brad Underwood, good job this year. Really good job of coaching these guys.
Yeah, definitely. Moving into the West. So the East and the West are both Thursday. South Midwest both Friday. In the West, the 2-6 matchup, Arizona Clemson. Okay, this was not a matchup that either of us had. We
Nope.
talked about how we had Clemson losing first round. Clemson was actually the underdog in both those games. New Mexico and Baylor were both favored, so that solid on Brad Brownell for getting those boys underdogs in both games winning. They haven't advanced, so they've only advanced past the Sweet 16 one time in school history, 1980. They've only had one Sweet 16 win in school history, 1980. Arizona, they're the last Pac-12 team remaining in the last season of the Pac-12. Could it be a Cinderella story, Max? You got Arizona moving on?
Do you mean Cinderella story for Arizona or Cinderella story for Clemson?
Like a story, not a Cinderella, but like a storybook, like
Got
a
it.
storybook story.
Got
Not a Cinderella story. You're right, but like the last season of the conference, can
Yeah.
we get a championship?
I gotcha now. I got Arizona, baby. I had Arizona beating Baylor. Wait, sorry. No. I had New Mexico. Going all the way to the Sweet 16.
Lobo.
I thought I jumped high on those logos.
You and the Patinos.
Yes,
the Patinos.
I did. Yes, I got Arizona. Sorry, I got Arizona still over Clemson. Clemson, good job. I always sleep on Clemson because Clemson does not do very well in the dance. Okay, we can go at past seasons. I think they lose in the first round, or they just miss the dance. I think there was 2 years ago they were 23-10 and they didn't make the dance, something like that.
Before their win over the Lobos in this one since 1998, 1-6 in the first round.
There you go.
1-6.
There you go. So I haven't chose Clemson in multiple times. I haven't seen them in the dance very often. No. So I said no. Not happening against Arizona. I think Arizona's doing a very, very good job in this dance as well. They're red hot. They want to get to Arizona. Where's it?
Glendale.
Thank you, Glendale. I was gonna say Mesa, whatever, but close enough. Glendale. They want to get to Glendale, baby. What do you got, Cole Breezy? What do you think?
I'm right there with you. I think TJ Hall might be able to cause problems if Umar Ballo is going to be guarding him. I don't know if Umar Ballo can guard him. Maybe put Keyshawn Johnson on him.
Yeah.
I think PJ Hall could have a big game here, but yeah, one one Sweet 16 win in school history. I'm not going to call the second one.
No.
I'm not going to call the second one.
Nope.
Arizona, too much talent. Moving on. And Max, in that other game in the West Regional, the 1-4 matchup, this baby right here might be one of the juicier ones also. North Carolina, Alabama. Oh, baby. This is Alabama's first time in back-to-back Sweet 16 since 1990-91. Okay. But they've only advanced past the Sweet 16 once in school history. 2004, they made the Elite Eight. Never been to the Final Four, Alabama. Mark Sears had a hell of a game against Grand Canyon, the Lopes.
Mm-hmm.
He's the first player in an NCAA tournament game with at least 25 points, 10 boards, and 6 assists since 2003. Dwayne Wade
Oh,
in that
wow.
Marquette Final Four run. North Carolina, Alabama. Who gets this one done, Max?
This is going to be a tightly contested game. Alabama scores like crazy.
They do.
UNC, though, has that history behind them, and they have the more
Mm-hmm.
talent. They do. They do have more talent. I think that Alabama is going to have some fire right off the bat. Right off the bat. They might go up by 10, 12, maybe even 15 points. But UNC is going to make that comeback, and they're going to secure themselves into that Elite Eight, just like I have in my bracket. I have Alabama taking on UNC in my bracket,
You
and
got
I
both
have
of
UNC
these.
taking them down. I have this. I have it. So let's go
You got both of these.
UNC. Their rebounding is better. Their defense is better, and they have more
Mm-hmm.
talent. I got UNC.
More size for North Carolina, more talent, way better defense. Armando Bacot, you're gonna have to switch up that starting lineup if you're Nate Oates. You're gonna have to bring Pringle in because the white guy, I can't think of his name. Nelson, starting center Nelson. He likes to hang out on the perimeter and shoot threes. He ain't gonna be able to bang with Bacot. North Carolina, all the way. Alabama can't play defense. That sets up in your bracket. You still got it. Arizona, North Carolina, a Caleb Love revenge game. Max, are you sticking with your original pick or are you going to change it here?
Sticking with my original pick, I have Arizona going to Glendale at home for the Final Four. I think they have a better team than they had in a long, long time. I think they take down the number one seed UNC, but it's going to be an incredible game. Incredible
Mm-hmm.
game. That's all I got to say. I got Arizona going to the Final Four.
We definitely want to see this one. Caleb Love playing against his old boys. You know, gonna be some good fireworks if this one happens. Since 1985, North Carolina has been a one seed 14 times. In those 14 years, they made the Final Four in 9 of them, and of those 9, they won the national championship in 4 of them. So North Carolina as a one seed, you don't want to see them. But I'm with you, Max. I think it's gonna
Oh
be on court.
man,
I
I
think it's
thought
gonna
I
be
yeah.
well, not in this game, but I don't know where the fuck this game is. But Arizona, they want this one. They haven't been to the Final Four since 2001. Arizona hasn't been to the Final Four since 2001.
Mm,
They're going to Glendale. I'm with you, Max. I'm with you. Arizona out of the West.
hell yeah.